All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig. You are through to the Kombat show. Joining me, as always, are my two co-hosts. First and foremost, say hello to the people. Ola.
What's happening, people?
Team Dominance, Ola. Team Khabib, Ola.
You know how we do it. You know how we do it. You know what I mean? We bring it all the time, man. Yeah, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's has had a good week. And yeah, bringing some MMA shit back on the show.
And the always controversial, we'll find a way to get under your skin no matter what. Mr. William, say hello to the people, Will.
How you doing, people? We're back again. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
There you go. People, you know how we do on this. We'll go through some subjects as always. We'll talk about previous fight cards, next fight cards, because we are in the thick of UFC at the moment. They are just putting out show after show. So please do stick with us. Please do stick a like on this video. We are growing. I noticed that we picked up a couple more subs this week. Welcome. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And yeah, just share it around. Share it around. So we can start getting to that magical figure of 1,000 and start getting paid out. Straight up. So that's what we're trying to do. So hopefully you guys can rock with us and just continue supporting the show. Generally, all jokes aside, just support the show. Generally. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's go through this. Ola, last week's show. I'm pretty sure I did quite well. Yeah, in my prediction.
I was just gonna say. I mean, you outscored all of us on your prediction. I was shocked. You did really well. Your predictions were spot on. Well, majority of it, I'd say 80% of what you said was gonna happen came through, and Will was right behind you on that. I fucked up.
It's been a bad week for me. You, no money was put on it. Damn it.
Yeah. So that's the good part of it. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, no money was put on. So I was safe on that part. On the football part, I wasn't so lucky. But hey, we'll move on from that.
So you're a joke. It'd have been quicker giving me the money, right? You're a joke.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like William just turned up like a thief in the night.
Bro, I wouldn't even bet that Arsenal beat Brighton tomorrow. That is how the lack of confidence I have in that team right now.
Bro, I would never have done that if I were, if Sambuca wasn't in the system. You get
me? Wait. Did your missus get paid? Is the question.
Yeah, she got paid. She got paid. Look, I always pay my. Look, there's one thing. There's one thing about me, bro. I pay my debts, man. I pay my bets.
I'll give him
that. Man. I always pay my bets, man. If I make a bet with you, if I lose, I pay. You don't care. It don't matter how much it is, man. So it's just.
For anyone wondering what we're talking about, Ola, like an absolute joker, decided he got drunk one day, and when Ola gets drunk, he needs to stop making bets. Unfortunately,
no. Now, when Ola gets drunk, I need to catch him.
Because you'll get paid. Is the question, right?
If you catch me, I feel brave. You might just get lucky and get paid, but you know what I mean. So
I don't know the full story, but I suspect what happened is Will and Ola had a back and forth. Ola got himself worked up. He said, "You know what? I'll bet you that Arsenal will beat Man City."
Bro,
like some joker.
Yeah.
And then the missus was in the background. His missus, by the way, was in the background. I said, "You know what? I'll have a piece of that as well." Man, I lost 2 bets. That quick.
Let me tell you how it went down. So he started going off on how I started with Brighton. Brentford, right? And he went, "What? You think guess because of that? Yeah, that's. You know what? Yeah, I'll do you one better. I'll bet you will beat City easy as well." I said, "What?" It's like, I bet you will be City. Easy. I said, are you serious? We started going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's his blood. I believe in it so much, yeah, that I'm putting I'm willing to bet £100. His missus held him, yeah, and went, yo, what you doing? Yeah. He went, nah, I believe in my team. What? Yo. And at that point, I knew he was drunk. And all I had to do was just play it so he falls right into my spider web. And I'll sting him the fuck up, which I did. And after I caught him in the spider, his missus was like, you know what? Fuck it. With the way he feels brave, yeah, fuck it. I want 100 quid too. You want to do 100 for me as well? And surprisingly to me, he went, yeah, come on, let's go. I was shocked. I was just sat there shocked. This is Friday night after the show, you know. This is Friday night after the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Friday night after the show.
See?
Bro.
See?
It was one of those. Nah, man.
If you're practicing your Muslim faith properly, you wouldn't be getting yourself into this trouble.
Nah.
It's not even me saying it now.
You know what? You know one thing though, yeah. You know one thing. One thing is this: when I get brave, whether I get drunk or not, I'll be feeling brave anyways and start in beds, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just feel it, man. You know what I mean? And bro, you know the best I was hoping for.
There, bro.
I was hoping for a draw. I've been begging for a draw the whole week, so nobody has to pay nobody. That's what I was begging for. I was praying.
After half an hour, you're
And
like,
then-
oh no.
and everything was going smoothly. Then David Luiz turned up, man. I thought you
Exactly.
dickhead.
David Luiz turned up,
And
I was like, oh no.
yeah, I said it before the thing. I said if David Luiz don't fucking get involved in the
I'll
thing,
vindicate him, yeah. He said, yeah, when he was betting, he said, David Luiz ain't gonna be allowed anywhere close to the team, so we're gonna win.
the man's leaving his going
he actually
Benfica.
said
Right.
He actually said that, you know,
Bruh.
in his drunken state. He actually said that. So I'll give him that.
Yeah,
But I still want my £100. I still want everything.
Fuck you, blood. This thing happened.
You're too turned down to the two people closest to you. You're an absolute joker. An
Yeah,
absolute
fam.
joker.
Yeah, man. Look, it goes
Because I ain't gonna
like
lie,
that.
if your
sometimes.
missus is like mine, she will feel no way about collecting it.
Yeah, man,
She'll
bro.
be like, no, I want my money.
Trust
I
me,
want
you
my
don't.
money now.
Nah, the thing is, the reason why she collect it is when we're losing, this guy will remind her. Do you know how much he teases her?
Bro, I'm the worst. I'm the worst supporter you could have around you, man. If you lose, you're done for around me, man. I'm relentless, man. So I just one of those guys, man. But anyway, we're 8 minutes in. Last week you did well. Will came behind you. I think. All right, I'm gonna call the card real quick. Maria Agapova blew out Cyphers.
I told you, bro. I told you.
I called Cyphers.
I called Cyphers.
Will, no. Actually, I got it right here in front of me. You got Agapova, Will, and Chig got Agapova as well.
Okay.
I got everything right here in front of me. So both of you got that right. I got that wrong. I called Jordan Espinoza versus Mac De La Rosa. Will came to Mac De La Rosa, so did I. Chig, you chose Espinoza. Espinoza won that fight. Andre Fili, Charles Jordan. I called Jordan.
Oh, me too.
You both no. You went with Philly. So did Chig. Yeah, you went with Philly. So did Chig. And Philly won that fight. Charles Rosa and Kevin Aguilar. Will, you went with Aguilar. Chig, you also went with Charles Rosa. I went with Charles Rosa. We got that one right. Chig, Carl Robertson versus Vettori. Only Chig went with Vettori. Me and Will went with Robertson. Even though you said you wish Robertson would win, but you knew Vettori was going to get it done. Vettori got it done. And then I think we all went Calvillo for the main event.
So we all did. Yeah,
we all went Calvillo for the main event. So Calvillo won that one. So Chig got 1, 2, 3,
all right.
4. Yeah, no, you got 5 right. The only one. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
By the
you got
sound
them
of
all
it.
right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so you got everything correct. And
Now, if I put money on the line,
and
now,
you
if
got
I get
one.
them
And
all
you
wrong.
got. And you got one.
That's a
And you
clean
got.
sweep.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. Performance of the night. Nobody got that. Chig put Philly.
I'm terrible.
I put Charles Rosa and Will put Calvillo. Agapova wants. Nobody got fight of the night. And
Okay.
performance of the night, we all got that wrong as well. Agapova
I'm terrible at this. Terrible.
Agapova got performance of the night. So Agapova and Vettori, sorry, got fight of the night. Those two guys. So yeah, that's last week. That's everything about last week. So moving into this week.
You wanna get into that now, yeah?
Well, we can get into
hold
that.
on, let me get the card up.
Right.
Go on.
No, we can get into that right on the back end of the show if you want. We can just run
I'm
through it.
now. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
we're here. I'll put it up while you're talking. Don't worry.
Yeah, two fights in the prelim that really interest me because the others checked it out. You know what I mean? But there's 2 fights in there: Clay Guidea and Bobby Green. Bobby Green, as we know, he messes with Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? Works out with him, lived with him before. And we got Clay Guidea as well. Both coming off a loss.
Clay Guida.
Yeah, Clay Guida. Both coming off a loss. So Trinaldo beat Bobby Green the last time. Orthodox. So where you going with this, Will? Where are you going with this? What are you thinking?
Which ones? Well, you mentioned like 3 or 4, 5.
Clay Guida in the prelims.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to prelims, yeah?
Oh, we got prelims.
Yeah,
Wow,
we'll do. Yeah, there's only a couple fights in the prelims that I really want to talk about. Then we're going to go to the main card.
Okay, all right. So Clay Guida, Bobby Green. I'll give it to Bobby Green.
Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby Green's a smoke Guida. I know Bobby Green is a vet himself, but I don't know. I'm not the hugest Clay Guida fan. I know he's a grinder, but I like Bobby Green. So I pick Bobby Green as well.
Bobby. All right, I'm gonna go with Clay Guida.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Any ways to win what round? How do you think the fight will go?
I don't. Let me see. I'm going. Unanimous
Please
decision.
feel free to join in the chat room on the predictions as well. If you know any of these fighters, feel free to join in. The stats is up on the screen.
I'm
You
going
can have a look
unanimous
at.
decision.
You're going.
Sorry,
you're
what
going
match are you
decision.
talking about now,
Bobby Green.
Yeah.
So you're going.
That fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The next one, the second fight in the prelims: Roxanne Modafferi, Happy Warrior, versus Lauren Murphy. Where are you two going on this?
Ooh.
This could be quite close. Roxanne seems to be like having a bit of an Indian summer to her career. She picked up some nice wins recently, and I feel like I'm tempted to say the momentum will go with her, but I do like what I see of Lauren Murphy. I saw her last fight.
Yeah, Lauren's coming up for two fight win streak.
2-fight win, isn't it? Yeah, I saw her last win. I didn't see that previous one.
And Roxanne just beat Macy Barber.
Macy Barber, yeah.
Yeah.
This could go either
she
way.
beat Shevchenko as well. She beat Antonina Shevchenko as well.
Yes,
Shevchenko's sister.
She did. Yes, she did.
Yeah, so Roxanne beat both of them.
I'm going to go with Roxanne. I think she'll continue the momentum.
Okay, they both lost recently, Will. Lauren lost to Sijara Eubank, my girl. And Roxanne also lost to, you know who, Sijara Eubank. So that was
Joey Eubank has wins over both. Okay.
Both of their asses, and that was in the Rivera Marias card for Lauren, and the Chromie versus Lewis fight for Roxanne. So Sijara fought on both cards and beat both of them. New signing as well. New signing as well to Dominance MMA. Just dropping that in. But there you go. New signing.
Who Lauren?
No, Sijara, bro. Sijara, Eubank.
No wonder you're talking about your girl. I was like, you've never mentioned Sijara before.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Roxanne. As much as I want to go with Lauren, I'm gonna go with Roxanne.
I think it's close. I think it's very close.
What about you, Chig?
I'm gonna go with Roxanne as well. I think she'll keep the momentum.
Yeah,
she's much more experienced.
That's a full house then. Yeah. I'm going with Roxanne as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with Roxanne. Happy Warrior. Okay, we're going to the main card now. Jim Miller.
Oh, you don't care about Tisha Torres, no?
I didn't see her on the card. I didn't see her on the card.
Yeah, she's Tisha Torres versus Brianna Van Bird. I don't know about this Brianna chick, but
okay. Yeah, let's do
Tisha. I like Tisha. I like Tisha.
Yeah, I like her too. I just didn't see her when I was.
Is this like Brianna's debut or something? Because there's no reach stats, there's no leg stats.
I don't know much about her. I don't know much about her.
More. I wonder if they're feeding Tisha to her then, just to see how she copes.
Yeah, just to get herself back in.
Not bad. 9-2 sounds like she might be about something.
Yeah, I might still go Tisha though. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go Brianna just to mix it up.
Okay.
You know what? This is well. Tisha's a monster as well, you know.
She is. I think she's better than her stats suggest.
I'm just gonna go with Brianna just for the sake of it, just for the fuck of it.
Okay. Jim Miller versus Roosevelt Robert. What
we
you
got
guys
main
saying?
Card now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jumps right to it.
I'll get there.
So Roosevelt is coming off a 2-fight win. Jim Miller's coming off a loss to Holtzman. This is a catchweight, guys. Catchweight fight. So Roosevelt is 10-1. Jim Miller is 31-14. 1 no contest.
Okay. Do you want to go?
Will.
I'm gonna go Roosevelt Roberts. I like his boxing. He's a boxer. I like the way he bangs. Yeah, I think he lost his fight before his last one, but I watched that last one and he did really well.
He's on a 2-fight win streak still. So he's on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah, the fight before that. I saw that loss and that was painful to watch. But this guy, he's a business. When he starts boxing, he's a business. But Jim is also a killer, you know. But I'll go with Roosevelt Roberts.
What's the catch weight, Ola?
155. One of them is 145. One of them is 155. I think they're going to meet in the middle.
Yeah, Roosevelt is the bigger guy by the looks of it.
Yeah.
6'2" boxer, longer reach.
Will Roosevelt.
Jim Miller has a lot more experience. A lot more.
Yeah. And Roosevelt's last loss was to someone who was experienced and made him look.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna edge towards Jim Miller. I don't normally go for the experienced guy over the damn near undefeated guy, but I've just got a feeling he might be grounded down, Roberts. So I'm gonna go against my gut instinct. I'm gonna go Jim Miller.
Okay, Chig, Jim Miller. Right. Next fight on the card, Belal Muhammad.
Who did you pick?
No, I'm going Roosevelt. I'm picking Roosevelt.
Okay.
Next fight on the card, Belal Muhammad
Mm-hmm.
versus Lyman Good. Is it Lyman? Lyman. Yo.
Lyman, Layman, yeah.
Yeah. That guy, he looks mad.
It looks like he's been drawn.
Trust me. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Right. Belal Mohammed is coming off a two fight win streak over Takashi Sato. Lyman is also coming off a 1 fight win streak over Chance Recontry. So I would. Lyman's 25-5, Belal 16-3. So, and Belal is dominance MMA, so I'm a ride with him. I'll go with Belal Muhammad.
Are you serious? Just because of dominance MMA, you're not going.
Did I not just read all the stats? 16-3. Did you not hear me say 16-3?
I heard that.
Yeah. All right. So that's why I'm going with it.
Also good stats.
I only ever seen Ola go against dominance MMA once, and for some reason that was the Woodley fight with Burns.
Yeah, and I didn't even want to do that. I was cornered into doing that.
It's like choosing between your kids. I don't want to do that.
So dominance is your Arsenal, yeah?
No, blood. They're stable, man. They're management, man. They're infrastructure, man.
That's what I'm saying. So they're your Arsenal, yeah?
Bro, what are you choosing, blood?
I'm gonna go with Lyman Good. I don't know. I saw Bilal striking, and I didn't like the way he did. I don't know. Just if he's a wrestler, then because I haven't really watched him. I just watched him training, and I just didn't like the way he was striking. I thought someone gets this guy could knock him out. You know, like someone serious gets this guy could knock him out. And because I've never seen Bilal in a big fight, I can't really say.
Just to let you know, he's never been knocked out, and
Okay.
he's got big wins over some big fighters. Okay. But there you go. What do I know?
I'm still gonna go.
I was rubbish last week.
Oh,
Don't take my word for it.
That's it. Come on, you're the expert on here compared to all of us. Come on, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. I'm still going with Lyman. Good.
Where are you going on this, Chig? You are usually really quiet about this one.
It's a close one. I like Bilal.
He is quiet.
I like Bilal because he's clearly trying to step out of a limelight a little bit. Like I like some of the just stupid, goofy stuff he does on
videos.
Insta, yeah, with the videos and the impressions of what's his name?
Tony Ferguson.
Not even Ferguson. What's his name?
The
commentator. Felder. That's the one. Yeah. So, for some reason, I don't think he's going to win this fight. And I'm trying to convince myself otherwise. But that's what that's the conclusion I keep coming back to. I feel like for some reason he's going to lose this fight. So I'm going to go with Mr. Good.
Okay.
Wow. Maybe
next
points,
fight.
I don't know, but I think that will happen.
Next fight is Raquel Pennington versus Marion Reneau.
Number 6 versus number 10 in the division.
Yeah, Raquel's 10-9. Jesus.
Yeah, she doesn't have a great
Marion's 9-5 and a draw. So and Raquel's whoa. She's got 3 hard losses on her record.
Yeah, she's on a bit of a skid.
Her last win was against Aldana. And Aldana's fighting Holly Holmes on the next pay-per-view, on the next one of the international fights coming up.
Yeah, it's in August. Yeah.
Yeah.
She headlines it, actually, the fight
Yeah,
night.
she headlines it with Holly Holmes, yeah.
I mean, I think Pennington will lose. I think she's tough, but I think she's coming to the point in her career where maybe it's a wrap now. And I still feel like, who is it that she fought and she lost badly to? Is it Valentina?
Bro,
Nah, Nunes.
she been dealt a really bad card, man. Like she's had to fight Nunes, Ollie Holmes, and Jermaine Durand May in her last 4 fights.
Yeah, there's a big gap in the women. You're either on that top half of elite fighters, or you are terrible.
I mean, to be fighting all world champions as well. These are all previous world champions. Like, you know, these are different leagues to her. So she's always been there or thereabouts when it comes to challenging, but she's never really crossed the line.
Plus, I think Marion is off a winning fight that she's on. I think she's on at least.
Marion's actually coming off a 2-fight loss.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Our last loss is against Kuniskaya.
So this is a crossroads fight for both.
Yeah.
I'll still go with Marion though. Or Marion.
Yeah, Marion.
Kuniskaya is 145 though. Kuniskaya is 145 though, isn't she?
Yeah, but they all drop between 135 and 145, don't they?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go with our girl Raquel. Come on, let's go, Pennington.
Okay, I'm a ride Pennington as well.
Okay.
And Chig is going with Marion. Right. Co-main, Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos.
This is
these two have got a really good record.
Sorry, I should show this bottom. All the rest of the stats always miss out.
Yeah, you know, 2-fight win streak for Josh Emmett. Shane Burgos coming off a 3-fight win streak. 13-1 for Shane. Josh Emmett 15-2. So very, very identical records there. Both unorthodox fighters.
This is part of Faber's career, isn't it? Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
He gets knockouts though, man. He gets knockouts like jokes.
Yeah. I feel like he's older. I wish it said the age here. Doesn't. I'm pretty sure he's much older than this Shane guy, Shane Burgos. I'm gonna go with Shane. I do like Josh Emmett. I think this will be a good fight. Incidentally, you might as well take my vote now. I think this will be fight of the night.
Okay.
But I feel like
Josh Emmett.
In my opinion, I feel like Shane gets it done. He's a much taller guy. He's got much more reach on him. Yes, I know Emmett is more of a wrestler, but looking at my man's takedown defense, what was it? I did see that stat a second ago. Takedown defense is 94%. So it basically suggests to me that if Emmett tries to take him down and fails, it's a wrap. So, although I wasn't that impressed with his knockout rate, which was, I think I saw that stat as well. Knockdown average 1 at 0.8 per 15 minutes. So he's not exactly a power puncher. KO rate, there you go, 33%. So we're not talking about a power puncher, but I just feel like his takedown defense is clearly very good. And I just think he's the much bigger guy. So
Josh Emmett don't need to take you down. Emmett don't need to take you down.
I think he's got decent power, but I know what you're saying, Will. The last couple of fights, I'm pretty sure Emmett's knocked the guy out. But I don't know. In my opinion, I just feel like, look at that, significant strikes, more than double. Okay, not more than double, but almost double.
Almost double, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shane. I'm gonna go with Shane. Oh, I like both guys. I rate both guys.
You're not going with Burgos no. You're not going with Josh Emmett no more, no.
No. Oh. I'm going with Shane. I said from day one.
All right. Okay. Shane. Okay. What about you, Will?
I'm going with Emmett. Josh.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Shane as well.
Interesting.
Okay.
Sh-
I thought you'd go
Sh-
with Emmett, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. Shane's in the stable, man. Shane's in the stable. Yeah,
Of course.
Oh,
So
oh,
Shane's one
God.
man. I got a horse in the race,
Forget
man.
the
Shane.
stable. Who you
Oh,
actually think wins the
God.
fight? Forget the stable. Who wins
Okay,
the fight?
so like I said, Shane's 13-1 on a 3-fight win streak. His last fight was Amir Khani. Blew him out. His work rate is mad. Wrestling's quite good. Wrestling's quite good. And I think he wins by decision. I think he just outworks Emmett. So
Okay.
that's what I think. I did check him out, but obviously, because you lot said a lot about him, is why I just chose the name and just said, you know what, he's in the stable. But I know about the guy. You know what I mean? I'm not just picking him blindly just because he's in the stable.
It's true. You probably
I
researched
do want to
MMA fight.
I do want to win.
Prominent MMA fighter. Researched him to death.
Yeah, I do want to win. You know, not win, but I want to do well in the predictions this week. You know what I mean? 'Cause I was awful last week, so I want to do well this week, man. I'm picking precise. I'm picking with precision.
Okay. All right. And then
So
finally,
we're going with the main event of the evening.
Blades versus Volkov.
Nobody should even ask me this. Yeah, you lot should already know where I'm going. I ain't even got to sell this.
I'm probably going the same way, to be honest.
So
I'd be disappointed in him if he loses this fight. So let's start with Will. Will, where do you think it'll go?
Okay, then if you guys are going to go Blades and I'm going Volkov.
Just to make it interesting.
Yeah, we got it. Come on.
For me, I'd be very disappointed if he loses this fight. I just don't. I think Volkov is good for a certain level.
Oh, you want to put £20 in this, William?
No, I want to get my money back first before I even think about doing anything with you. I told you.
£10, fam. £10.
No. I want to get my money back first. Yeah, have a feel of it first. Have a play with it. Actually, spend it on some drinks with you.
I'll tell you what. I already owe you £10. What fight do we disagree on? I'll bet on that.
No.
Wow.
I need that £10 to pay Will.
That's why I ain't giving him a bet, because I know he wants a clawback, and I ain't giving him that.
Yeah, Chig looking for a quick clawback.
I want to wipe my face with it. I want to wipe my face.
But yeah, I'm a go. You know what, Chig? Actually, if you really want to do one of the ones that you went with and I went the other way, we could go 10 each.
I'll tell you what, the Pennington fight.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
I'm not that confident about my pick, but I'll go that one.
Well, which one are you confident of?
Which one do we disagree on?
Jim Miller, Roosevelt?
Yeah, all right, let's do that one.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay, let's do that one then. Jim Miller, Roosevelt.
All right.
Okay, so that's locked in £10 a piece.
And Chig went with Miller, right?
Yeah, Chig went with Miller, yeah.
Okay.
So
Ola, we're aligned here. You going with Blades? I'm going with Blades.
Yeah, I'm going with Blades. I don't need to, I've saluted Blades to death on this show so many times. He's only got 2 losses. The 2 losses he's got on his record, they're to Francis Ngannou. Everybody else, he's beat them senseless.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot, to be fair, because like you say, he's beating everybody. The guy above him deserves a title shot. Never mind him as well. He probably deserves a title shot at this point in time as well.
Yeah, but let's be serious. You think Blades can do anything to any of the potential champions? Seriously,
bro.
I don't think he beats Stipe or Cormier. So let's assume, which I think will happen, that they'll fight and they both retire. Right? I think they're both riding up in sunset.
Ngannou.
I don't think he beats Ngannou.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
So that's the only other thing. I think he beats Lewis. I think he beats who else is in the heavyweights, top heavyweights.
What's his name?
I think he beats Gus. You know, Gus has stepped up to heavyweight. I think he beats Gus.
Yeah, he beat Gus. He beat JDS, Cain Velasquez, all these guys, man. Like, you know what I mean?
He beats JDS as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's already beaten JDS.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm going with knockout. I'm going with I think he knocks him out.
Yeah, Volkov shows
knocks him out.
He does have a soft chin as well. So yeah,
I'll go.
What you mean he's got a soft chin and he got hit by Derek Lewis? What you mean?
Yeah, he's got a soft chin.
Yeah, Derek Lewis put him to sleep. He was winning that fight. He was winning that fight. All he had to do was run away for 10 seconds.
He was so on top of that fight. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I know he hits like a truck. Look, I know he does. But I was so shocked. Happy, but shocked in that fight that Lewis knocked him out. I was like, bruh, how do you lose from where you were? How? So I think, and honestly, I think I used to be where you were with Blades. I must admit, I weren't sure he was all that. Last three, I mean, all right, Ngannou performances aside, actually, I've been very impressed with him. I have. And even the way he's recovered from those Ngannou losses, I think he's done very well.
He's done really, really well.
So,
and his wrestling, like, if he starts saying that his striking is not really there, his wrestling, to me, apart from, say, Cormier, I'd say his wrestling is on par with fucking Stipe's. That's how good his wrestling is. I think Cormier is definitely the best wrestler in the division. But I think, other than Cormier, I think he's the next best wrestler in the whole of the division.
I think Steve has a better mind for wrestling. I think he has a better mind for wrestling because the only thing I would say is you can't lose to Ngannou twice and not utilize your wrestling like Stipe did.
Yeah.
So I do think Steve has a better mind for wrestling, but I do agree with you. I think he's a good wrestler. He's shown he can strike. He's shown he has power. He's got the tools.
He's got all the tools to be a world champion.
Take that next step or not, I guess, is the big question mark.
I don't think he can.
But for tomorrow night, I'ma definitely ride with him. I'm going with Blades. So
I'm sticking with Volkov.
Yeah, Chig's going with Blade as well. So
yeah.
Okay.
I think just because of the Derek Lewis thing, everyone's writing Volkov off.
No, you can't. No. I know we know what Volkov is capable of. You know what I mean? We know he's got really good striking. He's got longer reach. We know everything he brings to the table. I'm just literally saying that, I know when Blades get in trouble with a fighter like Volkov, he's got something else that he can really go to and just use that to take the fight away from Volkov. I just think, we could all be, me and Chig, we could be wrong. We could be wrong, but I just think Blades is the momentum is on. The momentum is on. Don't get me wrong. Volkov is on a little bit of a run as well. So we'll see. But I think he gets it done against Volkov. I actually think he'll knock him out. But time will tell. It's tomorrow.
Right now. All right.
So fight of the night, performance of the night. Real quick, let's fly through it. Blades, Volkov, Josh Emmett, Shane Burgos, Rocco Pennington, Marion, Belal Mohammed, Lyman Good, Jim Miller, Roosevelt.
So my fight of the night already.
You said Josh Emmett and Shane Burgos, right? Yeah.
I mean, performance of the night, I'm going to go Blades.
POTN, Blades.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Will?
Fight of the night, I'm going to go with Josh Emmett.
Josh Emmett as well.
And the other guy. And then performance of the night, I'm going to go with Roosevelt. Or should I do the other way around? Should I do the Roosevelt fight as fight of the night and then Josh Emmett as
performance
I'll
of the
stick
night.
with this. Yeah, I'll stick with this. I'll stick with what I just said.
So Roosevelt performance of the night for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Blade gets performance of the night with his KO if it happens. I think it knocks him out in the spectacular fashion. So he gets performance of the night. And I will go with Roxanne and Lauren for fight of the night.
Okay, different, very different.
Yeah,
Well,
I just think both of them will go back and forth. It's literally gonna be like Zhang and Joanna. You know what I mean? I just think both of them bring so much work rate. It's ridiculous. So I'm expecting a lot of back and forth, a lot of striking, a lot of craziness from that fight. So yeah. Okay, and that's the fight as well that we all went unanimous with. We all went with Roxanne to win that fight.
did we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's really
It's the only one we all agreed on. Okay. So in terms of obviously some news, like I said, it's been more of a quiet week generally in combat sport, but little tidbits and stuff has happened. One of the things obviously I called this video was UFC fighter pay. And obviously we've seen lots of people make little comments. This started maybe 3-4 weeks ago when John Jones erupted about the fact that UFC would not pay to.
it was Masvidal first.
Did you not see the video I put in the group? The last video I put in the group when Masvidal's having a go at Chael Sonnen. Did you watch that video?
I've already watched it this morning.
Right.
I watched it. Yeah, I did watch it. Because no, it was John Jones that initially kind of made it public, I guess, in the sense that he was talking about the fact that that UFC wasn't prepared to go that extra mile to pay for Ngannou and him, which I think kind of gave everyone the confidence of, yeah, UFC pay is rubbish. And you know, obviously since then we've seen Jorge come out and say something. Ola made the point of saying, "Oh, Costa was just pissing about," but Costa, whether it was a joke or not, came out and said something. We obviously all suspect that Henry Cejudo, that was the real reason behind his retirement. You know, Nate has been making little jabs here and there. Conor, obviously, since has retired as well. So you've got to feel like that there is something there that, you know, these fighters are like, oh, enough is enough, man. What's going on here? Will, obviously, we're the boxing guys. We know that these boxers, on the whole, generally get paid more than UFC guys. Even Conor, the biggest payday Conor would have had, probably the Khabib fight was his biggest payday, where I think he walked away with maybe $30 to $40 million. Boxers, it's light work. I mean, especially if you compare that to Mayweather. Mayweather's biggest payday, ironically, was probably Conor, and he walked away with maybe 300, 400 mil.
300, 400. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So why do you think there is such a big discrepancy? Do you think it's just a case of the TV companies are more likely to invest in an established brand boxing?
First off, UFC is a new sport. It's a new sport. So they and with how long they've been functioning for, they've done a lot. They've done an awful lot for how long they've been functioning for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just go back to 10 years ago. No fighter was earning $1 million at all. None of the fighters could earn even $1 million. That's just 10 years ago. So if you're earning this much, right? If the company was being progressive until COVID hit. Yeah. Everything was going the way the company wanted until COVID hit. When COVID hit, this company is the only company that was going far and beyond. Take away the fans. They always talk about the gate, how much the gate makes and what the gate does to, you know what I mean? So all these things, if you take it into consideration, as a fighter, you have got to understand, look, I'm being furloughed here, yeah, but in a fighter's way. In my world, it's not as badass, yeah, in a real man's world. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm being furloughed, but they're not saying I'm being furloughed. They're doing it with my pay without actually telling me. And that's what's for me. That's how I feel like what's happening from the UFC. And I understand the fighters saying they have to fight for what they're worth, and I do understand all of that. But in this period in time, is the wrong time to try and argue with the UFC, considering what they're trying to do for fighters and what they're trying to do for entertainment. That's my take on everything. If I said anything wrong, correct me.
No, spot on. I mean, all the points you made, from UFC being a new sport to where they are now. And again, how many times have we sat on this show and salute Dana for what he's done in this current situation? Because the one question I've asked as well, obviously, I've just kind of figured out some of the intricacies of boxing. I was saying to Will during the week, I've just found out some of these intricacies because I kept asking, like, so I mean, I haven't seen no boxing fights yet, but yet Vince McMahon has been putting on WWE for his fans. Dana, they've been putting on fights throughout the whole pandemic. So
to be fair, boxing in America has returned.
Say that again.
Which is unbelievable considering the amount of cases that they have. But boxing in America has returned. So Top Rank have thrown a lot of
only because they're watching Dana and it's Dana. It's because of Dana. Everyone's
it's mad though. I
mean,
mean,
he did say he was going to give them the blueprint. He said all these people are going to come to us. All these organizations are going to come.
I know that Bob Arum and Dana hate each other. Oh my gosh, they hate each other. So I think Dana, like you say, they're probably looking at Dana thinking, no, we can't let Dana get all the pay-per-view buys. Let's try and compete with that.
Let me tell you why he hates him. Yeah, UFC. As much as we love our boxing and as much as we think is the purest sport, UFC is the shit. Like, it's pure guts and glory. It's pure guts and glory. It's not a pugilistic sport. It's not a specialist sport. It's pure guts.
Growing sport. It's a growing sport.
And that's why Arum's scared, right? Yes. And Arum wants to shut it down before it actually gets big. Do you get what I'm saying? They all saw the big monster coming, and they all were like, it's kind of like, what do you call it? Like any small time designer who's coming in the game, you see, they all group on them and then start like killing them off before they become a monster. You know what I mean? And then the next thing you know, you never hear of them again. Stuff like that. So yeah. That's what they try to do. It's just that the UFC, because of its hardcore fans, because of the hardcore fans who follow, like the Nate Diaz fans will follow him no matter how many losses he's got. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of that Chuck Liddell kind of thing, Tito Ortiz kind of thing, like Randy Couture, you know, that old school kind of, like Anderson Silva, that whole forget the money. You were watching it, like, forget the martial arts movies. We were watching it in a cage. Do you get what I'm saying? It became the it. Like, forget the films now. We could see in real life. Yeah. We can see what it's like in real life. And that was a major thing for UFC. And it's blown up ever since. It's given us the realest fights, and because everyone's under the organization, it's easier to make fights. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's always been on top of because they give you the fights you want to see. Other than the fighter saying he doesn't want to fight, they give you the fights you want to see.
Yeah,
that's right. Why UFC is great.
It is those things. It's a combination of all of those things. I think it's the brutality that people like. It's the non-politics. Well, I won't say non, but a lot less politics.
Politics,
that people like. And with boxing, unfortunately, there is just straight out a struggle to make real fights. Like, even with this kind of AJ Fury fight, now all of a sudden this week, and I was going to come back to this, but I suppose it's to do with this. Now, all of a sudden, there's this massive doubt that it's even going to happen because, you know, by the time Wilder is fit and able to take his contracted rematch, then you've got to figure that, well, actually, Usyk will then enforce his title shot. And then Dillian White is taking legal action, so he'll have to have his title shot. So then all of a sudden, there's this massive doubt that the fight that everybody wants to see is actually looking less and less likely as time passes. So it's kind of incredible with boxing. Whereas the one thing I would give Dana, and I'll always respect Dana for, although I maintain it's a lot easier when you have one promotion, is as soon as he says a fight happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it won't happen. Like he's desperate, for example, to protect his investment in Cody Garbrandt and Sean O'Malley. My man shut all talk down this week of that fight ever taking place because he knows these are two brands he needs to protect. And neither one of them can afford to lose. Neither one of them can afford to lose. He needs to rebuild Cody and Sean O'Malley, maybe, like Will said a couple of weeks ago, to be fair, maybe if they fast track him in the right direction, they could be building a new star.
It would. Let me put it this way: it would surprise me if they make the Cody fight. If you see what Cody, no, actually, not Cody Garbrandt. I think Cody
Stamman. Yeah. I saw his comments. I saw.
Yeah.
He's desperate to fight.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see that one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think Sean O'Malley is 2 fights away from Cody Garbrandt.
Okay.
To actually get him into contention.
That's what you initially said. That's what
I did say. You know what I mean? I think it's 2 fights away from Cody Garbrandt. You know, there's a couple of fights that he could get to.
Who would be those 2 fights?
I mean, looking at that division, I want to see him versus maybe Moonhouse. As one of those fights,
Munoz is fighting Frankie Edgar.
Frank Edgar, I know, but I'm just saying, what are the people that I would see him? To get up there.
Let me remind you of one of your guys. Let me put that in there in case you forgot. Dominance. Marlon Moraes would be a good one.
I don't. Moraes is way too high for him. Moraes is higher than Garbrandt.
Yeah,
I'm saying the 2 fights he needs to get to.
But Moraes needs to get out of there because I don't think he should be up there. To be honest with you,
I don't think he should be number 1, but I do think he smokes O'Malley now. I'd like to see O'Malley develop a little bit. I do. I'll be honest. I do. I want to see O'Malley develop a little bit more before facing someone like Moraes. Moraes, bro. First 3 rounds, all right, it'll be a 3-rounder. First round and a half, I think he'd be a danger for O'Malley. And we ain't really seen O'Malley get tagged hard and recover. So I'd like to see him get tagged hard and see how he reacts to adversity first before facing someone like that.
So I mean, if he's not fighting Munoz, and Munoz already got a fight, then Cody Starkman is a very good one, and I'll say Jimmy Rivera as well.
A good one. I like that test.
Yeah, I like that test. Jimmy Rivera is another good one to get him out the rankings. What?
He would knock Jimmy Rivera out. Come on.
Well, look, we're talking about tests to get him up the rankings because this is a fight that I believe he could win. I want him to win so he can get up there where we start looking at the likes of, say, Aldo or Cody Garbrandt or all the people that's going to be in that top 5, top 6.
I think he smashes. I think he smashes a lot of them.
I'm looking at the rankings. I'm looking at the rankings right now. I'm looking at the rankings right now.
Yeah, go on.
So Sandhagen is number 4, Cody's number 5, Aldo's number 6, Pedro Munoz that I already mentioned is 7, Rafael Assunção is 8, Jimmy Rivera is 9, Cody Starkman is 10. So if he beats 10 and 9, it gets him in the window.
If I match up Stadman, I'm not touching 9. I'll go higher than that.
This is what I'm trying to say.
I matched up with Stadman. So I think he's a hard man. That's a good test.
That's why I said Cody and Pedro Munoz. That's why I said Cody and Munoz. Yeah. Munoz is in at 7. So I think if he gets any.
Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say if he gets any of those 2 guys, I think he gets him near the top 5 and start challenging. I think if he beats any of the top 5, he's right there in contention for the title. If he beats any of the top 5.
Do you think he beats Sandhagen?
It's possible, yeah. I think he does.
I know Sandhagen
What you
didn't
think?
look great last week, but I still don't like that fight for him.
I think O'Malley beat a lot of these guys, man. I really do.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, just take Moraes out there
Well,
because he
it's
don't
about
belong there.
fast tracking that. Like, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
But like you said,
Moraes out there 'cause he
look,
don't belong there.
Dana's got to build him up. He's got to build him up. It's two free fights, and he's right in there. And
Because
we know these two free fights.
Tweeted, right? I watched what your man tweeted. What's his name? Ali. He tweeted about how everyone's still fighting, but Moraes is number one.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little bit
no
tight
sense.
about that as well, but you know,
Makes no sense.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So rather, if I was a UFC, okay, let's get rid of this guy, Cody Garbrandt or Sean O'Malley. Get rid of him. Then he goes back to the queue. Then you guys can come into the top 10. Then we rearrange the top 10, and then we see how it goes. Come on.
Yeah, but
do you think he beats Moraes? Do you think he beats Moraes now?
Sean O'Malley.
O'Malley. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you would really put a number 14 against the number 1. He's just literally made the rankings. He just made the rankings the other week.
Remember,
literally, you're gonna
remember.
This is the thing.
Number 9. Cody
but this is the thing. Listen to me.
Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, but let me tell you how the Dominic Cruz has been out of the game for 2.5
when
years.
Dominic was champion. No. When Dominic was champion.
But hold on. Let me tell you how I think this works. Yeah. When they're making this fight, you know how they always say it's got to make sense. It makes no sense for Moraes to fight number 14 in case he loses. The risk to reward is not there for him. He'd never take that fight. Why would he take it?
I don't think he'd take that fight either.
He wouldn't take that fight.
Yeah,
there's no way that happens. The risk to reward is got to be there. It's got to make sense. It makes all the sense for O'Malley because anyhow he beats anybody right up there, it catapults him right up there. So he'll take it because he's got nothing to lose. But the people that's up there, they got everything to lose, and that's why they won't take someone like O'Malley. They'll say he's got to fight his way up.
Let me throw a spanner in all your works right there. Who is the number 1 contender? Who's the number 1 contender in bantamweight?
I was going to say Aldo. I thought he might go there at this point. That's why I asked him.
Who's the number 1? Moraes. Yeah. Who's the number 2? Aljo. Yeah. Who's number 3?
No, Aldo's number 6. I think Yan is number 2.
Aljo.
Oh, Aljo. Yes, you're right.
Aljo.
You're right. Yan is number 3. I just remembered that.
Yeah, Yan's
number 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then who's number 4? Corey Sandhagen, number 4. Yeah. So
is he still number 4 after that loss?
Yeah.
But this what you're saying now.
Because he lost the number. He lost the number 2.
I'll let you finish.
So
I suppose so.
Yeah, carry on.
So by all these rankings, like what I'm trying to say is, do you think the rankings actually do matter? Now, think about it. Number 1.
But let me say something to you. This only happened
in this division. Only in this division.
Bro, this only happened because the belt got vacated. That's why
that is true as well. That's true as well.
That only happened because the belt got vacated. If Cejudo was still there, he's probably the one calling the shots on who he fights.
Can I ask you a question?
And he can turn fights down if it doesn't make sense.
Cejudo with Aldo as well. I will say that.
He called Aldo out. He called Aldo out.
I know he did.
He said he wanted Aldo.
I know he did.
So really, Aldo should be thanking him for this opportunity. Bending.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Like I said, whenever I'm saying something, I'll try and base it on history, right?
Yeah.
When John Jones was about to leave the first time, right? Who were they saying he wanted to fight? Johnson, yeah. When he left, yeah, what was the title fight made? Cormier versus Gustafsson. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Who was Jones calling out before he left? He was calling out number 4, number 5, because he'd already beaten number 1 and number 2. Yeah. But when he left, they made number 1 and number 2 fight. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, this is why everybody's pissed off with Peter Yan.
Yeah, being
because
number 3.
beating Faber like means nothing to that division.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind of, but no. But it does. But then when you go back into middleweight with the history on that on Jan's side, yeah, beating Anderson Silva is nothing really, isn't it?
yeah, but the champion called the fight. The champion called the fight in that case. He called the fight. You know what I mean? So when the champion calls the fight, sometimes if they can sell it to the matchmakers and sell it to everybody else, especially in the way they sold Romero, the story behind Romero, if you lot remember, is the guy nobody calls out.
Yeah.
That was the story. That was the USP. That Adesanya is calling out somebody that nobody else calls out. People only fight Romero because they have to fight him, not because I'm calling you out. Now, what Cejudo was doing at the time is he's saying, listen, I'll fight Aldo. I'm calling Aldo. He's the one that called Dominic Cruz. He chose Dominic Cruz. Yeah, he chose Aldo. This guy is literally choosing his fights, and they were giving it to him because he's selling it and it makes sense.
Are you finished?
Yeah, go on.
No. Land, go on.
Right. So from what I'm trying to say, Cejudo he's vacated it. He said he was going to fight Aldo to start with. Now he's out of the picture. We have Peter Yan there, Piotr Yan. You got to put that panache on the name, Piotr Yan. You got him there, and then you got Aldo, which I don't think should be fighting. I think Moraes or Aljamain Sterling should be there. But UFC, some of the times you're right, they take the decision away from you. I see what you're trying to say. Your bottom line is sometimes the higher ups can take the decision away from you. I get it, and it does happen. You know, it does happen. It happens. You know, a lot of times. But in this case, I think it's sellable because Aldo is a former champion, and he's still bagging a lot of fans. Yeah, he's still got a lot of fans.
My point I was trying to say to that was, Cejudo got into a selfish little feast of I want to fight all the legends.
I will not tolerate the disrespect of Triple C in this.
You ain't even let me land. You ain't even let me land. You ain't even let me start. You didn't even let me start, let alone land. You didn't even let me start. Let alone land.
I know where you're going, you know.
Yeah. No, but he kept calling on legends, yeah. He knew as well what he was doing. After he beat TJ, yeah, he knew, look, listen, yeah, Dominic Cruz is weak. If I bring what's his name down here to this division, I could beat him because he'll be weak. Yeah. What's his face? Aldo. Yeah. He wasn't thinking of the competitors. Think about it. He never mentioned any competitor's name.
And do you know the thing that's a shame about that?
Yeah.
The thing that's a shame about that, I think he beats Aljo. I don't like the Yan fight. I think that's a wrong matchup for him. I don't like that fight for him. I think he beats Aljo. I think he beats. I think he would have beaten Aldo as well. He's so good. That's the thing.
I think Moraes beats him the second time because Moraes.
Oh, do you think so? It was a close fight. The first 3 rounds. The first 3 rounds, it was close. You're right.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you something. Do you think he beat Volkanovski?
No.
But
bro, remember, I told you Volkanovski would beat Max. You're like, no.
Yeah,
you were adamant.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you did.
I was the one that told you that happened. I was shocked. Highly. Which will surprise you for who my pick will be for that fight when we do that preview. But
I was gonna say. So who you going for?
I might surprise you for the rematch still. But yeah. But no, I think he's too big for my man. Mr. Hudo, wrestler-wise, they're both wrestlers anyway. Yes, all right, one of them is an Olympic wrestler, but Yeah, I think they'll cancel each other out. I think Volkanovski is just too much of a grinder. So
one of them used to weigh
just think
200
he'll
pounds
out-hustle it.
before. One of them used to weigh 200 pounds before.
One of them used to be a
230,
damn rugby player.
230.
Let's say.
Oh, there you go, fam. He's stocky.
Which is
You
mad.
ain't messing with that. You ain't messing
Well,
with that.
yeah. That's kind of my view on that. I'm wondering what Ola's looking at to defend Cejudo
No,
more.
no. I was just replying to Capone. Capone. Shout out Capone in the chat. My guy, Miss
man,
Melina.
literally just talks about
I love
Ghanaian dishes.
Capone. I love Capone.
He just talks about Ghanaian dishes in the chat. That's
Yeah,
all
man.
I love Capone, man. I love Capone.
Shout out Capone, man. Keep doing what you're doing,
guy.
Capone. Miss Melina in the chat. Archie in the chat. We got News, Miss Kelly Melia, and your boy, you're nuts. What else is in here? Yeah, so shout out to all you lot in the chat right now, man. Big up to you lot for joining us. So going back to Masvidal and the fighters pay, right? For me, like
Let
I
me
said,
ask you a question, because you put this clip in our group chat.
Yeah.
Is that it now for Masvidal and title shots?
I'd
It
say
feels
so.
like he blew it.
I'd say so. And maybe 2-3 shows ago, because I went and watched it back. I pulled Will up on this and showed it to him. And man asked me and says to me, if Masvidal takes that fight with Usman, will I apologize? I said I will come on this show and I will fully apologize to that guy.
Yeah, because you basically called him a bitch. That's what you basically said.
Basically, and he's still a guy. No, you know what?
Respect for fighters. Isn't that your bar? Respect for fighters.
Bruh, you know what? What I'm gonna say is when you get to a title fight, whatever it is, whatever it looks like, you are there. You are there. You've got a title fight in your grasp.
And that was the beautiful point that DC made on that aerial show. He said, just get your title. Get the title and then start
everything comes. I said it on the show that day.
Then UFC
get that title and everything comes with it. Right? And
you
the
can't
thing
come with your fake belt and then start talking about that's the one position you notice Dana's not talking too much shit about John Jones. Because he knows at some point he's gonna have to approach him again and talk to him about. That's why Dana said, listen, I can't talk with him. I have to leave it to my lawyer because they have a good relationship. With Jorge, he's just saying, I don't give a damn.
DC used one favorite word. Yeah, one word. Leverage. Yeah?
Yeah.
He kept using that word leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because you know why? Because DC's had to do it. DC's had to do it.
You know what I mean?
So he understood. He understood that he's gone through that process himself. So he was trying to say in not so many words to Jorge, bro, listen, after this Burns fight, just get your title shot. If you win, that's you. Then start negotiating with your
when you're a champion, you can demand all sorts of shit. Let me step back to one of the things again. Shout out DC, I like that guy.
I know why you're saying that.
Shout out DC, I like that guy. He made one big point that people probably forgot about this. When Khabib jumped over the cage at Dylan Dennis, and it looked like he was going to murder somebody. And Dana came out on the press conference and said, Khabib's cousin, his brother, all of them, all of them are done in the UFC.
Yeah.
You know what Khabib said?
Khabib was like, what?
Are you mad?
You mad?
You think my people are done? Actually, you know what? I ain't doing another fight for this until you reinstate my brethren then.
Yeah. I think it was 24 hours later.
Guess what happened?
24 hours later.
When you got leverage, you can do all kinds of madness. You know what I mean? And this is the thing.
I agree.
Masvidal thinks he had leverage because he beat Nate, because the doctor stopped it.
Yeah.
Because the Rock put something around his waist. You know what I mean? I know you got clout, but clout and being
like
a champion.
But this is real
I
talk.
like Jorge. You know, look, he's the fight. He had the best year last year. Doing what he did to Askren the way he did it, knocking Till out in London, doing that with Leon Edwards. He put on a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stopping the way. Look, he had a good year. But all of that does not equate to the strap. All you got is clout.
Yeah.
Now, that's two different things in the eyes of the people that put this thing together. Because there's there's real things that goes in the contracts, real numbers, real money that goes in. You don't get money. You don't always get money or pay rises because of clout. It don't always happen. You might get, and people, they're still saying it. His peers are saying it. I'm not even saying it. They're saying, bro, you didn't have that clout before. You only got that pay rise because you fought Nate. And Nate only got that pay rise because he fought Conor. So Conor is literally just dribbled that money down to you lot. The only reason you lot are balling is because one of you fought Conor and then you fought Nate. Other than that, Nate was on average money. Bisping said it. I like.
Yeah.
You was on average money.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So
absolutely right.
At the end of the day, really and truly,
I like Jorge,
they all should go and thank Conor for the big money they got. So now you're within a grasp where you could make demands. Go and beat Usman, get that title, get your BMF. Now you've added more clout to that BMF. Now you've got something meaningful that everybody wants, that they could challenge you for. You could say, you know what, I'm gonna fight for the BMF this time, and I want so money, and I'll fight for the title next time, and I want so. Then I will probably sellable to the type of people that's gonna come and try and get that. But you know, just selling the BM, it don't work like that. It's a novelty thing. We've been saying it from the beginning. It's a novelty, you know. And I'm disappointed because I like Game Bread. I wish that fight happened. I wish that was the fight we've seen on the 11th of July. You know, I don't know why till this day that it wouldn't take that fight. I don't understand it. Whether you win or lose, you've been in a title fight. You don't know what would happen. You know, you got to take that fight. You've got to take it, even if the money is nowhere near what you'd like it to. Come to an agreeable sort of amount and take the fight. Don't let the fight go to someone else. And that's what he's done. He's literally let that fight go to someone else, and that's disappointing. Very disappointing. I know Will's been quiet. He's got a lot to say about this.
I'm curious about that myself. Yeah.
No, I haven't. Not a lot. It's just one little thing that, like, because Ola, like, we spoke a lot this week with me and Ola. I have on my homework. I haven't been doing a lot of my homework in the last, say, month or so. And Ola was saying about you need to do your homework, and I've done a lot, right? And I've done a lot. There's one thing I missed in all of this.
Can set you up for something?
No. It's not that bad. It's only a line. Can anyone remember when Dana said, "Yeah, we're not gonna do the Usman fight for Masvidal anymore. We've got something bigger planned for Masvidal."
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I'm lost on that. Ever since that, I'm lost on that. Like,
I wonder if it was the Conor thing.
That's what me too. I'm thinking if it's gonna come full circle and be.
But he's also the one that said Conor, that Masvidal is too big a man for Conor. Yeah, so this is what we say. Look, this is what we say. Sorry. Let me just say this is what we say. Right?
Yeah.
Dana says a lot of things. Look, Masvidal has been working with Dana the longest out of all of these people. You know Dana. You've been working the longest. You bragged about it that you've been doing this shit for 18 years. Mm-hmm. You bragged about it. You've been working the longest. So you know this guy. Why the opportunity, you've been here the longest. You've not had a title shot, not one time. And the one time you get it, you do this. You know, they said he's got something bigger. But I mean, literally, let's look at it. It's a fight game. This is the fight game. What's bigger than the world title? You know, what's bigger than the world title? Apart from the money, what's bigger than the world title? If you can't get the money, the next best thing is getting the strap to get the money.
But let's agree also that after fighting Nate, yeah, my man was going on about some money talk. McGregor, he wants a money fight. McGregor is an easy money fight. He will do McGregor way 10 times before he even think about doing Usman. He just set the pendulum swinging. He just set himself up there by saying that.
I will say this, for me, it seems like money was always the most important motivator for him. Because
that's right. Yeah, he don't care. Yeah, he don't care about a belt.
I don't think as soon as he said that, you don't really hear Jorge talk about I want to be champion.
And now he's getting neither.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the dice. That's the dice you throw. You throw it
like Chell said in that video. If you want money, go to work.
Yeah.
Go do the work to earn you the money.
Yeah.
You want money? Go get the job done.
Yeah.
Goes, then you get money.
Simple option for you. Go work.
Go work.
It's true. So it's a shame, if in the hugely unlikely event that Jorge ever stumbles across this, we're fans. Me in particular. I like the attitude. I like the swag. I like the fighting ability. But I feel like you made a huge miscalculation here. A huge miscalculation. You should have, like I said, I think DC for me put it the best. Although I did like that quote from Shell. I think DC put it the best. Go and claim your championship, and then effectively kidnap it. And say, all right, cool, I've got the title now. Now you have to pay me. Now one will say, all right, well that never worked for Cejudo, but I do wonder with Cejudo how much he really negotiated, and did he just ask for a dumb figure and Dana said no, and then that was that. Plus, you are 3 times the staff. You are 3 times the staff.
Cejudo went the Colby Covington route, and it happened like Colby Covington. That's what he tried to get people invested in him, tried to get fans looking, the cringe stuff. It was all deliberate. It was all trying to get like attention on him.
Yeah, he didn't deny none of that.
Masvidal don't have to do that. Masvidal don't have to do none of that.
But he has been doing that.
None of that.
But he's been doing that. So what's this whole Scarface guy's putting on? What's that all about then?
Because he's real. Because he's trying to tell you.
No, that's still a character. That's not him being himself.
That's what he says, right? When you speak to me, I will go to a fan and fuck a fan up. He said himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been consistent. This is not the same as Cejudo. First of all, Masvidal has that veteran clout. So most fans respect him. Even if it's just for the backyard stuff, most fans respect him.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, he's been in the game a long time. He's been in the game one of the longest.
What he did to Askren, in the way he did it to Askren, crowned him as a star. Then, in addition to the fact, like you said earlier, he then fought Nate and destroyed him. So between those 3 things, to me, he'd already, and I like Cejudo, but he would have been a better position to negotiate than Cejudo would have been.
Yeah.
Cejudo, I think, would have asked for a figure. Dana would have said no, end the conversation. I actually think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened too.
I think if
who's his manager again? Couldn't his manager renegotiate?
I want Chig to finish so I can come in. But I'm agreeing with you. I think that's what happened as well. But I want Chig to finish. Because there's a difference in what happened.
I think Masvidal, for me, if he had beaten Usman, I don't think he would have. But let's say he'd beaten Usman, he would have been in a much better position to say, right, cool, fuck you, pay me now. Pay me. You got to pay me. I'm the biggest star. I've won the title. All right, we think the BMF title is some bullshit, but you could use that. You could use that as a kind of a marketing, look, I'm the baddest man on the planet. This title solidifies it, but I already proved it anyway, right? You could start talking to Dana like that. And Dana would have to at least meet Masvidal at the table. Like we all know at some point, Dana will have to meet John Jones at the table. Notice John Jones hasn't relinquished his title, by the way, for all of his mouth. So
that's his leverage. That's his leverage. That man threatened and said, I'm vacating the title. That's his leverage. Jones ain't dumb.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Notice he's very clever. One that I'll give him is clever. When he's not drinking, he's clever because he's all of a sudden now starting to paint himself to be this humanitarian. I'm doing stuff for charity type stuff, trying to improve that image, clean up that image a little bit more, so that it strengthens his bargaining power when it comes to the table. Because the one thing Dana will come to him is, listen, I don't need your shit. You're a bad boy anyway. But now John Jones is starting to change his image. Now Dana has a little less of a weapon to use. Because now John Jones is trying to all of a sudden become the Mother Teresa of this BLM. Even protest this motherfucker uses as crutches. I can't stand John Jones. You know this.
So check this out.
It's clever. I'll give him that. It's very clever. His strategy is better. Whereas with Jorge, there's no strategy. My man's just bitching. He's just bitching.
But before you get in, Ola, let me just highlight one thing for Chig on what you just said. Just put a stamp on it. Do you know that Masvidal and John Jones have the same manager?
They do have the same manager. They do. And funny enough, that was brought up this week and said you wonder if the manager is advising both people to just do the same thing. And if that is the case, then I think Daniel Cormier was the one that brought it up. And he was like, if that's the case, then why is the manager not advising him properly by saying you need to win the title fight first before you start doing all this BS? Because the UFC don't need to, they could just ignore. I said this to you in the group. They can just treat Masvidal like the Nate brothers now. So all right, when you're ready to fight, let me know. Innit? I'm moving on. You're old anyway. That's the way they're looking at it.
So this is the thing that I wanted to say, where I think there's a little bit of difference between what Masvidal did and what Cejudo did. So in all of this, Cejudo still left that door open for himself in a very nice way because he didn't bitch about UFC. In actual fact, he said the UFC has been very generous to him. UFC's treated him good. They've changed his life. They've done all these nice things for him. He's got no complaint about them. He said all these nice things. You know why? Because when you crossing a bridge, you don't burn that bridge. You leave the door open to come back. If there's a chance to come back. Now this Volkanovski thing is coming up. That might be where a little bit of a nice little thing will come back in for him if it happens, because he didn't burn that bridge. He spoke to them. He spoke about them glowingly. That's what you do. What Masvidal is doing now is burning bridges. He's throwing stones. He's throwing rocks. He's throwing boulders. Yeah.
You say that. Have you also noticed Dana hasn't talked too much shit about Masvidal? So I think when Masvidal decides to calm down and realize, shit, I need a paycheck, just like the Nate brothers, he'll come tail between his legs and they'll fight. I guarantee you fights again in the UFC. I guarantee it.
Oh, you'll fight.
I absolutely. That's why I don't think it's burnt bridges. I know what you're trying. I know what you're getting at. I just feel like for me, he's having a bitch. He's having a moan. UFC will leave it for a bit. They'll come to him maybe with a slightly better offer to fight a contender, because obviously his title shot is long gone, and then he'll come tail between his legs and humble himself. It will happen, 100%.
Well, I hope he does, because I want to see him fight. All this bitching he's doing, I don't care about none of that. He's a fighter.
Just does this. He has little
breaks. What I mean? He's a fighter. I want to see the best place for Masvidal is in the octagon. That's why I want to see him. I said the same thing about Conor. I said the same thing about Jones. All these guys that do all this crazy shit outside. Where I want to see them as a fight fan is inside the octagon. That's why I want to see these guys. That's where they give me entertainment and my pound for my buck. So for me, I don't care about all this other shit that they're doing. I just want to see them in the octagon.
I got one thing to say. All I see is most of the managers are being jealous of Adi Atta, because Adi's done a big thing for like his group of fighters. I mean, Conor earns
how many group of fighters
now? He's up 3. He's only got 3. He only needs 3, but they're all bigger, like
Who? Who?
Conor, Adesanya, and Tony Ferguson.
And how is all this three bigger than who?
Than all of your free, like money-wise. So I feel like most of the managers are trying now, because if you look at John Jones's manager is going for what Adesanya's manager. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's trying to go for, like, this new boy's just come in and just gone past me. How the hell? What the hell's happening? And then all of a sudden now he wants big money as well, like Adesanya. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
Masvidal is looking at Conor like, what the fuck? Like, how is this guy? He ain't even as... I'm the baddest motherfucker here, yeah? And he's still earning more than he's coming in there. They're looking at them going, how are these guys making more money than us? That means the UFC must have more money than us. What they fail to understand is the managerial levels is different. Like, dominance is all right. It's all right. But Adi Atar is a different kind of level, a different breed when it comes to getting money from the UFC. And that's what most of these managers don't understand. So they tell their clients to go on a little rampage with them, but don't really get the economics of what is. Yeah? Most of these guys, other than Masvidal, I can understand Masvidal because he is himself, right? But most of these other guys just need to be themselves because the two biggest stars are themselves, Conor and Adesanya. They're themselves. They're who are most themselves than anyone in the UFC. These two guys, they don't give a shit what they say,
I think it's cranked up. I think it's cranked up, but I agree with you. I do think it's exaggerated, but I agree.
Yeah, it is exaggerated, but they
I think Khabib is the most of himself out of everybody you mentioned.
Khabib's also getting paid.
But
how about
Khabib
that?
is not. Look, Khabib. They won. Look, why is Mike Tyson? Yeah, why is Mike Tyson the most celebrated heavyweight boxing champ of all time? Because of the bad boyness. They want to see a bat. Like, you get what I'm saying? They want to see a guy with a belt beat. I don't give a fuck about you. Connor's favorite speech was, "I like to take the opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody."
No one. And that launched him into superstardom.
The double champ does what the fuck he wants, and that's what they want to see. Khabib is a holy guy, so he won't do the. They want a champ to say, "What the fuck? Get the fuck out of my face!" Like, they want a champ to.
But you say that. I think when Khabib jumped off that cage, I do think that
Khabib was being real. He was being real. That's a bad boy thing right there.
It was so out of character that we believed that, oh, this is not playing. He's being genuinely serious.
You telling me, yeah, right? That if Khabib Conor 2 happens, they're not using that video to sell the fight.
Damn right.
Are you mad?
They used the dolly. For the first fight.
Are you telling me they're not using it?
No morals.
They
use it.
They are replaying the hell out of Khabib flying.
Listen. Do you think, journalists are going to come to watch Khabib's press conference?
Who cares about that, blood? Khabib's press conference is inside the cage. He's already let people know that from day. Hold on. He's already let people know that from day. He's let people know, look, we know his English ain't that great. Look, I'm not going to argue and have words with you. That's not what he's about. We know that. You know what I mean? So why is somebody that English is not his first language have a of words in a press conference? Let me land. It's not even an even contest. And we know that.
Let me land. Conor and Adesanya, yeah. Conor was the first UFC guy to sell tickets to weigh-ins and talks. Sell tickets. Do you understand that? Yeah. Not to fight, for talk on the UFC. So that is a different kind of level these guys bring. Yeah. When Conor's doing a press conference, just imagine what do we all do?
I want to see it. I don't want to miss it. I want to see it. And I'm not saying that's Conor's talent. That's one of the things he brings to the table.
If Adesanya's doing a press conference right now, what will we all be doing?
I obviously want to see it. But again,
that's what I'm trying to say. But again, these guys bring that to the game.
Of course.
That we don't know what they're going to say.
We also know what Khabib does not bring. All right, check this out. So GSP GSP.
Bland.
You
Bland.
no.
Bland. Bland as
There
hell.
you go.
I hated watching his press conferences.
Bland as fuck.
But
Bland as fuck.
he's known as one of the greatest of all time.
But they would no. He's known to the purist, to the real hardcore fans. Anderson Silva's the greatest of all time.
I was just getting to Anderson Silva. It's not really that trash talk in press conferences. You don't trash talk nobody like that. You know what I mean? You don't say Anderson Silva. His English ain't that great. He's Brazilian. His English ain't like Gilbert Burns that's got, you know what I mean, that grew up in America. His English ain't like that can speak Brazilian, and you know what I mean? It's not like that. Nunes.
He still
no, hold on. Nunes don't trash talk. She don't trash talk. Goats. Yeah? So to debunk all of that, just because you can sell tickets, right?
Yeah,
by
but
being hold on, just because you can sell tickets.
Nunes ain't Ronza.
Bro, I agree with you. I already said to you, I agree with you, because when these people make press conferences, I want to see it. I agree with you. They're good. That's what they bring that to the table. But there's also a part of mixed martial arts that just because they don't speak really good English doesn't mean, oh, I'm not going to buy that fight now. I'll still buy that fight because I know they'll do their talking in the cage. And in UFC,
like me.
In UFC, hold on, in UFC, they don't sell tickets based on press conferences. They sell the pay-per-views. Yeah? So they don't sell tickets based on that. Gate, pay-per-views, eyeballs on the fight night. Right? And that's how they generate their money. Right? But with what Conor did, especially because I've never seen anyone do it. I've never seen anyone do what he did with the Mayweather thing. Never seen it. For someone to sell out stadiums, just for them to chat for 10 minutes. I mean, they brought Drake. Do you know what it means to bring Drake? They sold out 4 countries. Like, Conor's a global superstar. Global. He took this thing to a different level.
Who's his manager?
Look, he took this thing to a different level, right? And I'm not knocking Conor for what he's done, because he actually broke the ceiling of what most fighters will get in the UFC. So he's done all of that, and he gets praised enough for all of that, right? Does Conor not get praised enough for all of that? If anything, he's looking for way too much attention even, and we've cost him for that as well. You've cost him for that. Chig is cost him for that, for wanting to add too much attention for what he's done. But it's not without recognition. We know what Conor was about. We know it. But at the same time, these people that English isn't their first language and can't really have a war of words in press conferences, it's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's just who they are. So they bring their realness in the cage.
You say that, it doesn't do people like Romero any harm. Just the little things you said.
Bad man. Yes, what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, what I'm saying. They can still sell.
That's what Paulo Costa's trying to do now. Paulo Costa ain't that guy.
But it's a character, Ola. It's a character.
Paulo Costa speaking on John Jones, saying he's looking for cocaine on the street with his dog. All that type of shit. You know what I mean? He's saying Easy and Chelson, and they're having a wedding and they're going on honeymoons. Like he's going in. And I'm like, you know, what did I say to you, Chig? This guy, I'm starting to like his antics. You know, he's growing on me. And this is what we said about Covington. Even though we know he's bullshit, but that type of shit grows on you. But
I legitimately don't think he's racist. I don't.
No, I don't think he's that guy.
Everyone says it. It's an act.
He's trying to give the impression that he is that. That's why I don't hate Colby. I think he's an idiot.
Colby.
I just don't.
He's an absolute idiot. He's an absolute jackass. But he can back his talk.
I don't think he's right. When people ask, I don't think so. Maybe he hates Brazil. I don't know. Maybe you could say he's racist in that regard.
No. He only said that because of the reaction.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's all an act. It's all an act. So there you go. All right. I think we kind of covered UFC thoroughly. Let's quickly touch on boxing, and that is Mr. Jerome Miller. So Jerome Miller is back. His first fight is July the 9th. newly signed, I believe, to Top Rank. Well, what is your opinion on this Jerome Miller situation? Do you think, first of all, it's amazing that he's not been banned? He didn't receive anything, not even a little bit of a ban.
Who was he under before? Was he on? He wasn't on that. He wasn't a Heyman fighter, was he?
I don't think he was an Al fighter. I can't remember.
No, it was Eddie. He was Eddie.
Oh, you're
He
right.
signed to Eddie. He signed to Eddie. He signed to
you're
Eddie.
right. It was. He was signed to Eddie. Because I remember him crying on a video talking about how he was begging Eddie to re-sign him or something like, or give him or hear him out or some shit. Yeah. I remember that. What do you think?
I don't know. Well, if they're forgiving older guys who've done it before, yeah, then let's forgive this guy. Let's see if he fails another test. Yeah.
Do you rate Jerome Miller?
Not really.
No, okay. I would have thought you liked it for some reason.
No. He's all right. He's all right, but not like he's a much more durable Andrew Ruiz, slower, durable Ruiz.
Okay. I always say he's a better version of Chisora. That type of plodding.
Yeah, plodding along, but slow, very slow.
Yeah.
When he gets it, puts his punches together, but spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how you see him. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you've given Canelo a chance, then you should give him a chance. If you've given the biggest boxer a chance, you should give anyone a chance. Because the biggest boxer,
my man and his meat. Oh my gosh.
and his fucking beefs.
Hold on, what's your opinion on Jerome Miller?
I mean,
coming back July 9th, didn't really face any sanctions.
Yeah, that's a strange one. I don't know. Did he get the Jones deal? Did he get the Jones deal? Is he being told he's got to snitch on people? Because people are snitching nowadays, man. You know what I mean? If the man said to him, bro, you know what? You don't get nothing.
I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Point out a few fingers.
Do the same thing.
You know, point to a few people. Let us know. Let's know who the suppliers are. Let's know who's taking this thing. You know, just sit yourself up for get a little holiday. We won't put no sanction on you. And all you gotta do is point a few fingers. People are pointing fingers nowadays. It could be a new snitch.
Snitching is the thing, yeah. Snitching to get away with your crime, 100%. Listen, we'll just mention it. Don't think Canelo probably ain't snitched on somebody. Don't think that probably ain't happened. Because for them to be like, oh, you flagged up, but we're still going to let you fight. I'm getting me wrong. I know at the end of the day, boxing, as much as I love the sport, is corrupt. It's corrupt as fuck. So at the end of the day, you know, whether it's Al or whoever, Al, it's Golden Boy, whether it's De La Hoya or whoever goes up to WBC or VADA or whoever tested them and just say, listen, don't worry about that. Let's go with the line. Unfortunately, it would not surprise me. I love boxing.
Boxing is like that.
It's very capable of this bullshit. Very capable.
Exactly. I mean, if it can happen, in with Jones, when we know for certain it tested hot and they moved stadium for this guy to fight someone else. Because we know.
I'm glad you said that, because
we know
MMA fans like acting like that shit doesn't happen in MMA. Just in boxing, it's much more prevalent. Exactly. You won't find a boxing fan that's surprised by that shit. But MMA fans act surprised when it happens. There's a lot of money in the game.
MMA fans. As much as I'm a boxing fan, yeah, I'm not taking a hit. I'm not taking a hit. The diss of you guys, Ola. I'm sorry, Ola. I'm not taking a diss of you guys. But ever since you started coming, yeah, even Joe Rogan has documented it a lot of times. Bodies have changed.
Yeah,
people's bodies have changed.
True.
Yeah.
Remember Barao?
I was just gonna say Barao,
man.
Pre USADA, post
they
USADA.
ruined Barao. Yeah. I Barao was my guy, blood. You know what I mean?
I used to destroy.
They ruined him.
Yeah.
Eight
Just
years.
heavy.
8 years unbeaten. 8 years. Aldo 10 years. Them two run the bantamweight and
Remember the
and
guy who mashed up Bisping's eye as well?
Yeah. What's his name? Ola. What's his name?
Vitor.
yeah,
PRT
Victor Belfort.
Mash up now. Bisping ain't got an eye because of him. Because of his fam.
That's why he hates him. Even
I
now,
mean,
Bisping still hates him.
Yeah.
He hates him.
Yeah.
Hendricks as well, man. Hendricks as well.
There
like
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at Hendricks.
Ain't it funny, yeah, that when GSP was leaving, yeah, he said about some of these guys need testing. After his fight was Hendricks. Remember what he said?
Bro,
Some of these
Frank
guys
Mir.
need tested.
Have you forgotten about Frank Mir, fam? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
So
trust me, Chig, UFC can't say anything.
These guys, look, there's been some dirty guys in there. Brock was coming in there testing hot.
Oh,
you know
Brock
what I mean?
was always hot. Yeah. He was always hot.
So there's loads of guys that tested hot, and I will still be of the opinion that a few of them were given the option to snitch, like Vadum. And Vadum said, listen, I ain't snitching on nobody. Give me my time, I will do my time.
The way he made it public as well.
And he made it public. He told everyone. They offered me to snitch.
That's how we even knew it was a thing. That's how we knew it was a thing.
You know what I mean? They said, Jones is snitching.
Okay.
I ain't snitching on nobody. Give me my time, I'll do my time.
You know what? I ain't going to lie to you. Apart from Cormier, Vadum was the heavyweight champion I enjoyed. Yeah. He was the heavyweight champion I enjoyed. Like, it wasn't even about ability or anything like that. It's just press conferences or you catch him on an interview. He will say the funniest thing or do the fun or something. And that's
another one that didn't have the best grasp of English. I know it's gotten better, but he didn't have the best grasp of English. But I was always fascinated by a Vadum press conference, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. There's people with personalities. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like, that's true.
And Jones and Masvidal can't talk, but Jones is trying.
I do agree with my man here, because I thought that was the point Ola was going to make. I noticed GSP started leaving when you started we're getting more consistent with the testing.
You know who that is on there? That's Brian.
I figured you guys know him.
Yeah,
we know him.
Ola's best friend.
Yeah, we know him.
Yeah, big up yourself, Brandon. Anyways, man, big up yourself, man. You see me?
Big up, Brandon.
But you know what? Yeah, right. Fucking GSP, like you said there. Probably on his way. Anderson Silva. Look, there's Anderson Silva tested hot. There's loads of people that did it. You know what I'm trying to say?
He's only saying about GSP because his guy has always been John Jones. Yeah. And because John Jones is not mentioned as the greatest of all time because of the piss and anything like that, yeah, he's throwing GSP in there to say who could tell if GSP was pissing hot. That's what Brandon's doing. Brandon is a big John Jones guy.
Look,
right now, do you get understand?
We don't like my words, then.
He won't
my words.
Oh,
he will hate you.
We know this. It won't like your views on Jones.
Nah, he won't.
But the thing is this for me. Yeah, I just think going back to Big Baby Miller, all these things happen in the UFC, and now because we know that snitching is a thing with VADA, with USADA, and the way Big Baby Miller got caught, didn't get sanctioned. I just think that might have been part of it. I can't, there's no proof that that's it until somebody else comes out and say maybe it got offered to him as well, or that's the case. We don't know. But for me, in my opinion, I think VADA probably offered him something, and he said, you know what, I don't want no sanction on my name, and I'll give you one or two things in return. What scale is on? We never know. But you know what? It'd be interesting to see him fight again. Who's viable opponents for him? Well, I mean, you guys would know better than me. Who are the viable opponents for?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Ruiz.
I've never heard of the name that he's fighting now. I think it's someone called Joey Winter, Joey White, something like that. Never heard of him.
Yeah, they'll give him nothing.
Some gym bum
to prove himself.
Yeah. If I was, I think Will's right. Why not an Andy Ruiz? Why not a maybe Al might be reluctant to match Ruiz with my man. So I guess he'll probably fight some of the top ranked guys. I can't think who's a heavyweight in top rank. Pulev.
They're all done.
Them kind of people. You'll fight him. And then if he beats Pulev, then I think they'll start hyping him up for AJ again. Because AJ's the fight that he desperately wants.
I think he'll beat Pulev. I think he will.
I think he'll smack. I don't particularly rate Pulev, to be honest. I think he's decent.
So is it a good fight for AJ then?
Yeah, it's a good warm-up fight for I don't even really know who for. I find it hard to believe he's going to face what's it called? I find it hard to believe he's facing Fury next.
I mean, for me, if I can just jump in, I think that fight there was there to boost AJ's profile up in America. I think that was one of the main reasons.
What, the Miller fight, you know?
Yeah, the Miller fight with AJ that obviously went south and
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Obviously, that ultimately cost AJ with Ruiz, because Ruiz was like the replacement for that fight, and we saw what happened.
Do you think Miller would have beaten AJ? Well,
I mean,
no.
It was hot.
No,
I mean, it was hot.
No, because AJ trained for him.
Okay.
AJ was big. AJ trained for him. So AJ was absolutely big. So you understand? AJ trained for, I'm gonna sit down and punch with this guy.
I'm punching the guy.
Yeah, he's not as fast as I am. So I could get out of the way of some things. That's why Ruiz was kind of like a shock to AJ.
Yeah.
He came with fast hands.
Completely different style. Which is why I think someone very similar to Miller would have made sense. I don't know why they picked Ruiz. I said it at the time. I was so confused.
No. They picked a fat guy. They did not think about the credentials. You just picked a fat guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, they did.
And they won't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
They won't make that. They learned the lesson the hard way. Because there's a reason why if last minute fights fall out, you don't pick someone better or just as good.
Nah.
Do you think Ruiz? Who wins that fight? Ruiz or Miller? Surely Ruiz, right?
It depends on who's got the strongest chin.
If Ruiz is motivated, of course.
It depends on who's got the strongest chin, because Miller can hit too. Yeah.
True.
And
Miller's got heavy hands.
And Miller's got a chin though.
He can absorb punches. Yeah. He can absorb punches. So can Ruiz as well. Ruiz can. So is who's gonna drop first? Is who's gonna actually and whoever drops, the other one's getting on him. The other one's getting on him straight away. It'll be done.
I think Ruiz has got too much skill for him.
Ruiz is fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because Miller's got a chin, he can take it all and wait.
True.
Make Ruiz get comfortable.
But every 3 punches, he has that big right hand.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? So he can wait, let him get comfortable. Like, like I'm going back. He's coming closer now. He's coming close. Punch range, bang. So
that's why I always hated that fight. When Dillian White was saying, "Yeah, I'll take on Miller," I was like, "Easy, fella." I don't like that fight for you.
Nah, it's not. Yeah. It's someone. I think it's someone like Deontay Wilder or Joshua. Them kind of big punches, like
and they can
big
both
punches.
The one thing I would say, Deontay Wilder beats him easy. I've always said that.
Knock him out. Yeah, he'll knock him out.
For the simple reason that I think Deontay Wilder will. I still think his jab is underrated. I think he's got a decent jab, so you just keep him long.
You rate his jab, yeah. I don't rate anything other than his right hand.
I think he's got a better. That's what frustrates me about him. He doesn't use it enough. The one time I saw him use it, I thought, okay, this guy's got a decent jab. Why doesn't he use it more? And he uses it when he uses it to set up the right. I'm like, bro, this is the basics that you should be doing. But I think it's very underrated. He keeps it very low, and most people don't see it coming.
Okay, on the side note, can I ask both of you what do you think the outcome of this Dillian White versus WBC? What do you think the outcome would be? How do you see it going? What do you think will happen?
Dylan will beat him. Easy. If
I
it's a
think-
boxing match, Dylan will beat him easy. Easy.
No, I mean the lawsuits versus WBC.
I think what will happen.
WBO. The lawsuit that is got.
WBC will make
Is it WBC?
Fury. They'll make
WBC,
Fury
yeah.
the franchise champ, and Dillian White will fight for the belt, and it will be some bullshit. You will see the biggest rant I have ever made if the WBC do that. Because you know they've done that. They did that with Lomachenko
Many times.
And I hate that organization.
They did that with Mayweather. It started with
Mayweather.
It started with Mayweather, and then they did it with Canelo.
Yeah.
So Canelo wouldn't fight his what do you call it? So he can fight super fights and not his contenders.
So Ola, do you know what that effectively means? This guy could potentially lose and still be a franchise champion, whatever the hell that means. It is nonsense. It devalues the whole thing when you do that.
Because you're the money fight. You're the money fight, so you bring the money in. So you're the franchise champion. You get me? So you carry the whole franchise. You carry it on your back.
Of all the things I have ranted on this channel about, the WBC, I know at some point is going to trigger me enough where I belong on this channel. Because honestly, I cannot stand their bullshit. I can't stand them. They are one of the reasons why I hate boxing sometimes. Because if there is politics anywhere, it's something to do with these idiots. Something.
Let me put it this way. I grew up knowing the WBC. Like everything.
So who's the A side? Who's supposed to be getting the bigger money? Where is the A side?
It'll be Fury.
So
all
Fury
day.
is the A side.
All day.
Okay. Will? Where's the A side?
He said himself, WBC belt.
Oh, what? Between AJ Fury, you mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, not necessarily for the belt, probably Fury. And you know why? I think he's the biggest star now. Now,
Chig. Now going back to what I said about AJ, right? Now going back to what I said about the Fury came out of retirement for AJ. Now he's the big for Wilder. Now he's the bigger star.
Yeah.
Do you understand my drift?
Yeah.
Just do the fight. Forget about the money. Everything else comes after.
Yeah.
Now you got my point I was trying to make all week. Forget about all of that. Who's big? Which money?
Don't be using my mouth without point. Don't be.
No. You've heard me all week. You heard what I've been trying to say all week. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Forget all of that politics. Yeah. Get in the ring and fight. Because Fury has come, and now who's the biggest out of everyone? Fury, because he stepped in the ring and beat Deontay Wilder. Do you get what I'm saying?
I also think Fury made himself a star not only by beating Wilder, but by doing the WWE stuff by doing all the other stuff.
The first step was the Wilder. The second step was the 12th round. Yeah. The second step was the 12th round because the 12th round sold it a little bit on. Yeah. The third step was WWE. Yeah. The fourth step was come back into the ring with Wilder again and proving it to everyone again. Yeah. So the first step was fighting Wilder. Trust me, if AJ fought Wilder, we would not be nobody would be questioning, even if he lost, nobody would be questioning AJ now. Nobody.
I just don't, my whole disagreement, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The whole disagreement with me was that why is it that AJ takes the hit both of those times?
Forget the hit. This is what I'm saying. Forget about the hit. If like Ola said, forget about the hit. Go and step in. We've just argued this, right? Step in the rings, get the belt, and then you can say whatever you want to say. And then, like now, who controls the game? Fury, right? All he did was step in the ring.
I know what you're saying because it sounds like I'm backtracking on my own words. But the only difference between that situation and this situation is that AJ was champ as well. AJ had most of the belts. He had most of the belts.
AJ had Bellator, Cage Warriors, and all the other things.
Oh, that's
my guy had UFC.
So that's
My
that's
guy
so
had
that's
the
where
UFC.
that's where it's good with it now.
And come on, and we both know what the
Yeah,
WBC is.
like I said, I found out about these intricacies and
Do
board
you get
and
what I'm saying?
organizations that I didn't.
Forget our arguments, right? Chick, forget our arguments. Yeah, who is the biggest star now? Fury. What did he do?
Now it's
Stepped in the
Fury,
ring.
yes.
Yeah,
In my opinion,
all he did was step in the ring.
Purely because he's the biggest star in America.
All right.
Why he's the A side.
Hypothetically, if Bronze Bomber still had the WBC, would you still say he's the biggest star just because he got the WBC? Or would Fury, because of what he's done and stepping into other organization like WWE, would have made him the biggest star, thereby making him the A side?
That's a Chig one to me.
That's for you, brother.
No, that's for you. That's you, Will.
Oh,
I just said Bronze Bomber. You should know that's for you, man.
Yeah, I know. Nah, I got few.
So would that?
Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat the question, répéter après moi, or
Yeah,
did you get the question?
Go on. Yeah, go on. Repeat
So
again.
what I said is, hypothetically, if Bronze Bomber still had the WBC belt,
BC, yeah,
right, and Fury stepped into all this other organization and ventures like he did, right?
Yeah.
Does that still make him a bigger star, or does Fury then become the bigger star and the A side, even though Bronze Bomber still got the belt?
Bigger star is different from A side. Bigger star is popularity and all the other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah.
A-side
I agree
is
with
still,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So does that make all right? So
A side is the WBC belt. Whoever has the WBC belt is the A side in boxing, no matter what division they're fighting in.
All right.
True or false, Chig?
So even though, like you said, Chig, that AJ's got like 3 belts, and he's probably more popular than Bronze Bomber.
Everyone fights for the green belt.
He's probably more popular, but does that and with
AJ is 100% more popular? But
exactly. So does that not make him the A side then? Does that not make him the A side?
No.
Not in boxing.
There's not popularity is different from the A side.
Yeah, generally.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Actually, I would say this is probably more so boxing than MMA. MMA,
okay.
If you're popular, generally you're the A side. I can see why you're saying that, Ola.
Right.
In boxing, it's a little bit different in the sense that it's more about your resume and or what belt you have, as opposed to how popular you are. Because that's a lot of the reason why so many people were on, going back to Will's point, I guess, why people were on AJ's case. Because yes, on the face of it, AJ's the bigger star. He's the bigger pay-per-view star. He's the person who, and see, no, I'll take that back. The pay-per-view was the reason why I was driving it. But he's the bigger star, he's more popular, and he had 3 of the belts. So Eddie Hearn's whole point was, the man has 3 belts, why would he split it 50-50? But Deontay Wilder always had the most important belt, the oldest belt. And that's why so many people were on, especially from America, so many people were on AJ's case. It's like, well, why not just do 50-50 and then get the belt, and then you can demand whatever the heck you want for the rematch. I think that goes back to what Will's point was. My whole point was pay-per-views, there was no comparison. And that's why that I feel like the idea that Wilder was demanding so much of AJ as the much smaller pay-per-view star, why does he deserve 50-50? Will's whole point is, well, regardless of all of that, my man had the most important belt. So you move all of that shit to the side. And
so in a little summary, we're going back to imagine Usman demanding as much money as Masvidal because he's got the real belt, but Masvidal saying, I got more clout. People like me way better than you.
That's the whole reason for the dispute, isn't it? Because
people like me way better than you. I'm going to earn more money and bring more eyes to the fight. So I should be getting more money than him.
That's
So
the whole,
now, if Burns beats Usman, yeah, then Burns carries all that clout and becomes the man.
and the belt as well. Yeah.
And then people will be saying, "Oh, maybe you should fight Masvidal now." And that's the kind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's how it's kind of panned out. Even though I don't think he would beat Usman, I don't think so. I know you guys think so, but I know Chig, you think so, but
No. I think Usman is just favorite, 55-45.
I think Usman washes him.
Ah,
I think only
Wow.
because of what
That
Nate,
would be
what,
my
what
game
Nate
plan if I'm
tweeted.
in.
You see what Nate tweeted?
That would be my game plan. Russian.
Yeah. Do you see what Nate tweeted?
No.
What did you say? What
He tweeted,
about why they'll never be?
No,
What about the
after
money
that.
thing? Oh, all right.
No,
He's done
no,
another
no,
tweet
no,
after
no.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us,
He just
inform us.
tweeted-
This is exclusive for me.
He was watching a clip. He was watching a lightweight bout featuring Dan the Hangman Hooker
Yeah, I saw something
versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns got smoked by Dan the Hangman Hooker. Smoked, knocked the fuck out. Now he's stepping up against fucking Usman. I don't.
Usman's not a quick starter though. That's the only thing I would say.
It don't matter.
But
It don't matter.
you're
about
right.
quick starting.
If I'm Usman, do something this boy will not expect. Just you've got to do something. So yeah, I agree with that tactic. Anyway, we've been rolling over 2 hours now, which we've done well considering
We're putting work. We're putting work.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. We do this every single Friday, and when there's a big card, we do it twice a week. This is how much we work. So make sure that you keep it locked. We'll be back next week to not only go over the results, but also talk about the following fight card. I don't think it's a big card. I think it's another fight night. So make sure
it's another fight card, and
next week, you know who it is?
That's the Hooker Poirier fight.
Hangman. Yeah,
that's the Hooker Poirier fight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that fight.
And that's a good card, you know. That's a good card. That Mike Perry's on that with my guy Mickey Gao.
Oh, did you see Mike Perry as well? Did you see Mike Perry's hands in that?
Yeah.
Like he's been in a fight.
Yeah.
And Heinrich, we saw what Heinrich done to Mirska. He's got a quick turnaround. He just fought last week or 2 weeks ago.
Perry needs to win that fight, man.
He's had a quick turnaround. So yeah, man. And my guy, Violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena, is fighting. Don't be
mad.
So
all right,
yeah.
So we'll definitely cover all that in detail. So make sure you stay with us Friday, 9:30 UK time, and we'll be back next week. And we're out of here. Oh, sorry, go on, Will.
Salute.
No, we're out.
I thought you were going to say something. All right, cool. All right, we out.
Salute.